Hi there, kids. My name is Seoul, and today I want to talk to you about my declining monkey brain. I want to talk to you about me staring at the end of the abyss and the abyss staring back at me and being like, damn, bro, that's all you got. And this all started yesterday. It's my day off. It's like 5 in the morning, which is like late for me when I wake up. It's like 5 in the morning. I got a little extra sleep. I wake up and I'm like, okay, I got the full day ahead of me, but like I'm not fully awake. I just want to like lay down and like vibe for a while. I put on the Matrix Resurrections. I was like, you know what? My wife, who I normally watch 90% of my content with, she doesn't really like the Matrix, any of them. So she's like, yeah, you can just go ahead and watch that one by yourself. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I go to try and watch it by myself. The first 40 minutes are just bad. It's just slow. It's boring. I don't give a shit. I'm barely able to pay attention. I keep going to my fucking shitty ass cellular device. I keep looking at my fucking shitty ass cellular device. I keep wanting to feed my brain information it doesn't need because what's happening in front of me on the screen is just so goddamn boring. And I noticed that is a problem in itself. When I'm at the theater, at least, that's another reason I love the theater. I turn my phone off. When I'm at home, you can pause the film, you can do all these things, and I think that really hurts your experience. I can't tell you how many fun times I was at the theater and I had to piss. And the great thing about movie theaters, you hear the most glorious piss breaks you've ever heard in your life. Fucking Endgame's over and you run to the bathroom and you're standing next to 7 other dudes having the most glorious streams you'll ever hear. They're standing in front of that urinal for like 90 seconds at least. It's great. But at home, it's not the same. I keep wandering around. I keep wanting to stop the movie. I'm just so bored. And I was talking to my buddy he's telling me it's the exact same way. He's like, I don't watch shows. I don't watch movies. I watch something as I eat or as I'm doing something with my hands. After that, I go and, I play video games. I do something that are more hands-on. I do computer work. And I'm really starting to see myself slip into that category. I'm definitely not watching hour-long shows by myself. I don't know how people do it. If my wife is there, we're spending time together. That's completely different. I still watch plenty of shows. I'm watching Hawkeye right now. Those are like an hour long. I can get through pretty much anything as long as my wife is there. But I go ahead and decide I'm going to watch a movie by myself. And just a couple of years ago, like 2000, what was it, 17, 18, whatever year I was doing Good Morning Seoul, I had that series where I was watching like a bunch of Oscar films. And I had a bunch of time off work around then because I was working at a diner, and in the winter they had terrible hours. So I was able to really catch up on my movies. And I would watch like Manchester by the Sea, Moonlight, these like really long, intense films that are hours long. And I would just sit there, just watch movies. And I tried to watch Matrix Resurrections yesterday, and not only can I not get off my fucking phone, but within an hour I fell asleep. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, I rewind it. And like I get 15 minutes farther and I fall asleep. And there was something that was going on before this where before my schedule changed, my wife would go to bed way earlier than me, and I would stay up till like 2 in the morning. Now that's around the time I wake up. But back then I'd stay up till 2 in the morning. And I would always put on shows even though like it's my bedtime, and I would always finish out with the show. And I would fall asleep on it all the time. Or better yet, like I would like watch one episode of like Yu Yu Hakusho or something. I would go and be on my computer for a little while. Then like I get burnt out and then I'm like, I just want to sit here and do nothing. I'd put on another episode. I'd fall asleep. if it's not like within my scheduled hours of watching things, I fall asleep. And I've been doing that with a lot of things nowadays. That's really like why I like streaming and doing video game Let's Plays, is because I physically can't fall asleep. I will like punch myself out of it. But I've done that before too. I've fallen asleep on Let's Plays. And I know that sometimes I don't get enough sleep, and that might be part of it. But like, I think the real problem is my attention span, which I think, as a person who lives in the 21st century, I think we can all relate to the fact that we are being constantly overloaded with content. Every single day I am either watching a movie, playing a game, watching an anime, reading a book, manga, doesn't matter. And in between that, between my little minutes apart from that, I'm, this is assuming I'm not at work or whatever, but in between moments of that, I'm always watching a YouTube video, always scrolling through some bullshit ass social media. And a lot of that, you know, I'm not saying social media is completely worthless. You do get some kind of value out of that, but a lot of that isn't anything. And I watch a lot of YouTube. YouTube, you know, it's debatable, you know. All content could be disposable if you really think about it. But as someone who, as a child, decided I'm going to watch every single movie, I'm going to play every single video game, the fact that I waste so much time watching YouTube videos is a big hindrance on that goal. And I really feel like if I watched like 5 movies in a day, I would like get nothing but like pure enjoyment and like satisfaction out of that. Whereas if I just spent a whole day watching YouTube videos, I would feel like, God damn, I'm wasting my time. And that's not to say, even if I watch good YouTube videos. Some YouTube video, I'm not saying it's all the same, but I think the real problem is I don't have time to watch YouTube videos, so I just put them on in the background. And not only am I disrespecting the content creators by doing by that, but I barely remember what was going on half the time. I'll put a podcast on, and like sometimes if I'm on like a different account, it'll play that podcast. And I'll get like 15 minutes in, and I'm like, wait a minute, I fucking watched this already. And the bigger part of that is just how low my attention span is, that no matter what I do, I need to put a fucking YouTube video on in the background. If I'm cooking food, I need a YouTube video. If I'm cleaning dishes, I need a YouTube video. If I'm in the shower, I either need music or a YouTube video. And that's not healthy. That's just not healthy. And the more fucking addicted, I've always been addicted to YouTube since I was like a teenager. That was always something like I would do. But before, I remember like just staring at my fucking monitor. Now I'm like halfway watching it, and I'm trying to just minimize my sub box. But I look at my sub box, I actively am trying not to subscribe to things because my sub box is just so infinitely long, and I still have to like click down a bunch of videos I don't want to watch because I just don't have time for them. It's not even so much I don't want to watch them, I just don't have time for them, so I'm trying to prioritize. And then I'm not watching new creators, which as a small content creator, I'm a fucking hypocrite if I'm not trying to find new and more small creators to watch. So I'm just in a constant state of fuckery where I'm just being inundated with too much goddamn media at all times. And at the same time, I'm not watching enough media. And I get on myself and I stress myself out because I'm not doing enough, but I'm doing too much at the same time. And the worst part about it is I think your brain really needs time to sit on things. The more you let your brain wander, pursue ideas, a lot of my best videos, a lot of my like books that I thought of whenever I think of a new script for a manuscript, a lot of these thoughts come from just you doing literally nothing and letting your brain do its own thing. And I remember back in the day, before I did YouTube, I would get thousands of ideas for different things. Before I even did YouTube, I'd be like, it'd be a cool idea if somebody did this thing. That would be a cool video. And I still get way too many video ideas. That's still a thing. But I think my ideas were more nuanced back when I had more time to like think about stuff. And I think I could like do more scripts if I let my brain like really sit on my scripts instead of like really trying to like get them down as fast as possible. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at mentally for like the past, I don't even know how long, is I'm in a constant state of too much, not enough, and getting upset about both. And not having an attention span worth a damn. Bye.